All right, everyone. Good morning. Welcome on Leap Day, February 29th, 2024. Uh, we're here on Community Connect with Gerwin and Pash for our second amazing episode with our first guest. So excited. How are you, Greg? Gerwin.
I'm doing well, Jim. How are you doing, Pash?
I'm doing great. I'm here in New York. Where are you, buddy?
I am on the West Coast. I'm out in California right now, so it is bright and early for me. But doesn't
So
matter. Excited to be here. First guest, first episode here. So
what time is it there again?
it is 5:30 a.m. here, but it doesn't
All right,
matter.
so
I got a beautiful view of the coast, and it's a good day. I'm actually in Oregon. I don't know why I said California. I'm actually in Oregon.
we'll do I taught fourth graders. I can help you with like geography
Yes.
on that level, probably.
Geography was never my strong point.
Yeah. Well, okay. So hopefully we'll untap some strengths you have during this process.
Seriously,
No,
we're definitely finding my weaknesses very quickly here.
No, you're good. You're good. So just as a reminder to everybody, as we're just kicking off this, whatever it is, this series of informational episodes that we'll be sharing. The goal here is to inform people on certain topics, wherever it leads us, wherever our conversations go, and be helpful, be just something people can tap into and gain some information and knowledge. And on that note, today we're going to have our first guest, and that is Mr. Jonathan J. Bilinski, affectionately known to us in one way as JJ. But I'm going to let you, Gerwin, tell us a little bit about JJ.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have JJ today as our first guest. Jim and I know JJ from the referee world. He's originally from Western New York. He actually lives down in Orlando, Florida now, and is currently a national U.S. soccer referee. He works games in leagues such as the NWSL, the USLC and USL1, MLS, NP, and is really doing well with his referee career. He's also the owner and founder of Dynamic Athletic Training, which focuses on referee fitness, but also general health for everyone, and has really been building a wonderful brand and a wonderful product there. So we're excited to bring him in here and talk to him a little bit about what he's doing.
All right. So without further ado, let's welcome JJ to the stage. I feel like this should be like the Tonight Show when people come out through the curtain and they're like, yeah. All right, come on in, JJ. What's up with the robot? Oh my God, the robot. Good morning, JJ. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. How are you guys?
Oh, excellent.
Doing very well.
And let's just for context to the audience, where exactly are you located right now? Where are you as we're interviewing?
I am in the world of the Sunshine State, Orlando, Florida.
All right. So you and I are at the bright, nice early regular time of 8:30, and Greg is at 5:30 in the morning. So real quickly, if you have a coffee, just raise it. Cheers. Let's have a great day. I don't know if Greg has one. He said he would, but he didn't. Look at
that. I did not. I should, but
okay.
Maybe that's why I think I'm in California.
We'll drink double.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah. So JJ, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are.
Yeah. So I grew up with I was one of four kids growing up in Western New York, a small town called Panama, New York. So as any Panamanians that are on the call, I don't know if there will be or not, but it's small. It's around Jamestown, about southwest corner of New York State, 90 miles south of Buffalo. So I grew up always playing sports. I grew up always staying active for the most part. When I got into high school and got through college, I really had soccer as my main focal point. And then from there, what I ended up doing was, I really want to try to pursue I wanted to play professional soccer as a player. That didn't happen. Got into coaching, got into refereeing. And that was kind of where everything kind of took off for me, because I really ended up as a player, really started getting into my training in college in terms of healthier lifestyle, healthier fitness kind of thing. Got into that aspect. And then along with refereeing and coaching, ended up taking me down to Orlando, Florida. And now I'm, I think as you guys mentioned, I'm U.S. Soccer National Referee. I started my own company, Dynamic Athlete Training. We help with referee fitness, but we also help with any kind of people that are looking to get fit or lead a healthier lifestyle. So it's been a long road, and I didn't know I'd end up being down in Florida at some point. That was kind of like I would say in the last probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, 10 years. Had an idea I wanted to move, just didn't know it'd end up being in Orlando, Florida. And I think it worked out the best for me, where I can pretty much wear shorts all year round. Which is always nice. I can train outside all year round. It's great. It's awesome. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I love living in Florida. It's great. And it's really helped me in terms of not just a referee career, but also kind of kickstart my business. And I would say, always say, lead a healthier lifestyle.
Wonderful. One of the questions that pops up in my mind, JJ, so thanks for all that background. So Greg and I happen to be in the referee world with you. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we were mini mentors at a moment slightly for you before you left.
Yes.
I mean, I'm giving, yeah, you're welcome. So anyway, but the where I'm going with it is, so we know you through the soccer side, and we certainly know you as a fit individual.
Yep.
So, but I'm going to pause the referee side for a second and just ask you this. So if I'm a person who lives in California, you live in Florida,
Yep.
and I just have a desire, I watch this episode and I see your website, and then I am like, well, I wonder, there's no way that person can help me. What do you say to that?
No, I absolutely can. So a lot of the stuff that I do is, I was in that remote work, but a lot of stuff we do is online training, and we're actually in the middle of going further and further with our online stuff of putting up, how-to videos and doing special sessions or for that kind of thing. So a lot of the stuff that I do, because not only do I work with referees remotely, but I've worked with other people that fitness-wise, all throughout the country. I've worked with individuals in different countries as well, where we end up going through a bunch of stuff on a weekly basis. Everything that I use is through an app on the phone. So all the workouts, there's all the videos that I lay out. So whether I'm with you, on our one-on-one session calls that we check in with a week, or I'm also available pretty much, regular, 9 to 5. I always say, 8 in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night through phone or any kind of platform that we want to meet on. But a lot of stuff that we do is going to be through virtual training, and the videos are very, very good, where if there's ever a question about an exercise, a workout, it's all laid out there, and we go through that. So it doesn't matter whether you live close by or you live across the country or halfway across the world. I'm readily available, but also the platform that I use works very well for any questions that pop up or one-on-one kind of training sessions that people need for a workout.
Awesome. Cool. Then the only other question I have to follow that one up is then if I'm technically not very savvy, talk to that a little bit. Is there guidance in all that process as well, as far as getting hooked up? Is it impossible? Because here's what I'm afraid of. If I'm looking at this, oh man, it might be a little too complex.
Yeah.
He seems like he knows his stuff, but I don't know that it can work out, because I just don't know all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always every time I meet somebody and they're interested in doing something, or leading a healthier lifestyle, getting on a program. One is we always have a sit down. We have at least a 30-40 minute call to sit down. We go through a bunch of different stuff with one, what their goals are, and I try to stay away from that, like you said, that scientific lingo. But if they're not as savvy, then there are times when I'm just like, hey, there'll be time. I've actually done a training session one time where I went to my gym and they went to their gym at their same time, and I basically walked them through, basically like on a FaceTime or and we just go through it together, like, hey, here's what you're going to feel, here's what you're going to experience. And I kind of break it down from that aspect of it, while also not getting too scientific talk. So it's going to feel like this, or you're going to be like this. So people that are kind of, I wouldn't say timid or afraid of doing it, it's really taking that step and putting, their faith and their trust in me, which I've had a lot of clients. They're like, I don't know if I like this. I said, Ralph, I'm going to be able to do it. And I kind of walk them through it and just reinforce those good habits. And once they understand the benefit and they see it, they just kind of keep going with it, and they know that I'm always going to be there for them, regardless, whatever their goals are, whatever, issues that pop up, I will always be there to help them regardless, and one-on-one, whether that's through, the personal interactions that we have through the phone, through, whatever, medium we want to use in terms of, connecting and training together. And then also kind of breaking it down for them more in the layman's terms, and have it, because I know it can come across as aggressive or too much, or hey, this is not my kind of thing. I always say it's baby steps. And the analogy I've always used is, how do you eat an elephant? Well, you can't eat an elephant all at once. You have to eat it in small bites. And that's kind of what we're getting after. So making the progress slowly and having them understand little by little to get the bigger picture goal.
And just a quick note, disclaimer: we're not promoting any elephants. PETA will be all over us.
Oh no, yeah, that's
episodes. I mean,
an analogy. Just an
come on,
analogy.
man.
Yeah, of course.
Let's be aware here, please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like you really take care in meeting your clients and the people you're working with kind of where they're at, which I think is super important with something like health and fitness. So when I hear a healthy lifestyle, right, the fitness aspect is definitely a big piece of it. But do you add in any nutritional components or guidance or coaching in that aspect as well? And how does that work if you do?
Yeah. So the old saying is you can never outwork a bad diet. And that is so true. Especially with a lot of the stuff that's been happening outside the last 20 years and everything that we see, there's the rise in all these, metabolic diseases, coronary artery disease, cardiovascular disease. And there's also research showing that, those are still on the rise and they're still increasing at a rapid rate. But the same thing is people are also investing their time and their money into fitness as well. And, the fitness, whether that's the gym memberships or one-on-one personal, that's all on the rise too, where people are investing more and more money into their health and fitness, but yet we're also getting kind of sicker in that aspect. So I tell people, and people are like, well, that seems we're investing more money in our health and fitness. And how come we're not getting healthier? How come we're not feeling better? How come we keep getting sicker? Because these diseases keep rising. And the one component to that is going to be the nutrition, and that's the diet. And that sometimes gets overlooked a lot of the time. So I do offer the nutritional guidance for that, and it's relative to what kind of training that we are doing. So it's gonna change and vary per individual in each program. But I think the understanding of the nutrition is really, really a key component. Nutrition is, I would say, the core foundation, but it aids a lot more in terms of helping people with not just the fitness aspect, but their healthier lifestyle, making those changes, and choosing the right foods and choosing what to eat. And then also understanding the amount to eat is also a big player, because proportion control, even still, I remember when I was a kid seeing it, and now it's even, I feel like it's gotten worse as we've progressed. So having, that unique dynamic and having people understand that, it's great to work out, but at the same time, to get better results or to be healthier, it's also eating the right foods at the right time and making sure it's balanced and accordingly.
Yeah. Good point. And I think on my brief stint on trying to figure out the fitness side of the world, isn't like just your intake of water itself, isn't that like a major part of the whole journey?
Yeah. There's the old saying was eight glasses of 8 ounces a day, 64. That's actually gone up to about almost 100 now, is what they would like to see.
100 ounces,
100 fluid ounces a day. Yeah, ideally.
Okay.
So they want more, especially if you're training, right? So and then if you're adding in, then if you're training, if you're sweating a lot, so definitely water. And on the flip side to that, especially when we start training, people think, oh, I got to have protein. I have to have this. I have to have that. And increase your protein. You actually, your muscles are actually made up more of water than it actually is protein. So you actually need more water than you actually need protein.
Wow.
So,
interesting.
and that's just based upon recovery, and that's for muscle function, and rehydration. So I've always said having a bottle of water in your hand, or they see people walk around at gyms all the time with big gallon jugs. You can do that too, but sometimes it's not always convenient. But just having a bottle of water and refilling it when it empties, pretty much every day. So I've always say shoot between probably 80 to 100 fluid ounces of water a day without training, and if you're training, even going a little bit further than that.
So my head doesn't convert ounces to what I know in real life, right? So help me understand. And even glasses is like, I get 8 glasses, but their glasses vary in size, right?
Correct.
You can have glasses like this, you can have glasses like that, right? So what's a comparable container that everyone would know, and what is that amount 100 fluid ounces, like what would that be? Can you give me
Gosh, that's a great point. Yeah, I didn't even know I was gonna have to get my measuring stuff. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well, let me ask. Let's say it this way: you referenced a gallon. I think we all know what a gallon is.
Yeah.
Is that close? Is that
you could do about probably a gallon and a half a day.
okay? Wow.
A gallon, I believe, is 64. Is it 64?
That sounds right.
Okay, that wasn't on the fourth grade curriculum. Just saying.
Yeah, I got a 4
Oh no!
4 a gallon. 8 pints
right.
equal a quart. I think I can't remember. It's been a while.
Wow, we're not going to impress anybody with this. Okay.
Yeah.
A gallon, a liquid gallon, a U.S. liquid gallon is 128 fluid ounces.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Yeah, well, yeah, you just 1 gallon. That's fine.
One gallon.
We just Googled it.
Yeah, we did. That's it. Well, that's one of our things. We want facts.
I don't know.
No, it's okay, man. No, it's all about facts. So just the facts.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. All right. So a gallon, basically a gallon of water.
Yeah, basically a gallon a day. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Perfect. And obviously that's throughout the day. It's not like someone has to do a shot or a keg stand or a gallon stand of water. So
I mean, you can in different amounts. I wouldn't go that crazy with it.
Right. Exactly.
If you want to try to drink it, I mean, I don't think it's going to probably feel very good if you're trying to drink or chug a gallon of water all in one sitting. That would not work. Yeah, it's anytime throughout the day.
I just think that I know that when we try to measure it ourselves, I think people feel is that when you think of this 128 or a gallon worth of water, it seems like a job at first, right? And any change in habit, I think, is kind of falls in the category. It seems like a job. So you say all this amount, you're like, well, when am I going to do it? Then after time, you're just steadily drinking water through the day. It's not a job anymore. So
I always, the big thing to really do is have 8 to 10 ounces, before you have a meal, and then do another 8 to 10 after, ideally. And one, it's going to help with kind of cutting into the appetite, but it's also going to help with kind of pushing food through, help with digestion as well.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's about 50 to 60 ounces right there a day. That's about
exactly. Yep, and it kind of gets into that too. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, and we're talking straight water, right? So when we all, I don't have mine, but we all held up our coffee cups this morning. Yep. That is mostly water, but it's also a diuretic, right? So talk to me, like, do those ounces count? Do they take away from? Is it fluids in that don't have sugar, obviously? Yeah. But like what, everyone loves their coffee. So talk to me about that.
I would say yes on all fronts. It's well, it is a diuretic. So when you do end up, so I always say if you're having a cup of coffee, then make sure you're drinking at least 2 cups of water following that. It's always double. I would say it's always double the amount that you're taking. So, some people love their energy drinks. They love their coffee. It does go down. It also goes in because it is water. So it does count as your water intake as well. But coffee is also natural coffee without getting into the high stimulant stuff. There's a lot of high caffeine, coffee out there now. Coffee is actually very, very good for the body. It's really good for athletes as well, especially people that are training, or even if you're not an athlete, but it's really good before training as well. As long as you're not having too much of it. But it's very good in terms of, I'm not going to get sciencey, but in terms of conserving energy for later on in the workout. There's muscle glycogen sparing, all this kind of stuff that we get into. So, it is, but it's always, I always say, if you're going to be taking in something that's going to be highly caffeinated, because caffeine is a diuretic, always follow up with at least double that amount. So if you're having 8 ounces of coffee, then you got to have 16 ounces of water to follow, just to kind of help with rehydration.
Gotcha. And just to make sure we all are on the same page, we're talking about basically black coffee or very little, right? Like,
correct. Yep.
We're not talking Starbucks here.
We're talking like the straight black coffee, or whatever that is. No sugar, no cream, just that's a whole nother different avenue we can walk down.
I wanted to clarify, because I know someone's going to watch this and be like, "Oh, JJ said coffee's great. I'm going to go get my double venti chocolate mocha choca latte with freaking." Whipped cream on top, right?
Yeah, but you can. You just have to have like 8 glasses of water afterwards. That's what I mean. No. All right, great. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, Greg, but do you think we should go into the
gotta add one more thing
Okay.
about JJ. I didn't know if it was going to come out or not, but I gotta add that JJ was also. It's one of my favorite things about him. JJ was is a former minor league baseball umpire, and if you ever get, if you reach out to JJ and whatnot, he's got some of the best stories that we won't get into on this show. But trust me, JJ can tell a story like nobody else. He's got them. So definitely reach out to him, if not only for that.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Hey,
awesome.
Gerwin told me we're supposed to be telling me stories, and this was part of the deal. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want any fitness assistance. I just want to hear a story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Greg, what do you think? Is it time?
Let's do it.
All right. So first of all, can you guys hear this? I'm going to try just one button. I told you I wouldn't do this, Greg, but I'm going to do it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Long story. There's an applause button. It didn't do it. All right. So anyway, we're going to do what's called, JJ, Connect 4. This is going to be our shtick. All right. So you are the first person to have to deal with these questions from Gerwin and Patch. All right. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Question number one.
Wait, at the end, once you're all done, you have to yell Connect 4.
Oh.
Okay. I don't think we discussed that in production meetings, but okay. But sure, if the spirit moves, you go for it. So question number one, and one day we'll get like a music timer in the background and a Jeopardy music or something. But
that's right.
What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
So I don't think they don't. Well, they kind of show it every now and then, but it's like an air disaster show, or that's what they call it. Or it's like no joke. It's like so what it is. It's like it's about all the investigations of any kind. They had any plane issues or any kind of airplane crashes throughout the years. And it's not so much of watching, but it's more of the investigation of like what led to this, how it got to it. Why did this happen? And they go back and try to backtrack where it all started. So for some reason, I started watching it a few years ago, and there's a lot of it's runs and a lot of reruns, but there's other ones on like the Smithsonian Channel that pop up, and for some reason, I'm just drawn to it. I think it's partly because of the pilots are flying the plane. There's issues that pop up and how they diagnose the problem. Kind of very similar to like the world of refereeing or fitness. So I think that's why I'm probably drawn to it that way, and it's maybe a little weird, but for some reason, like it's just I always have to like watch it. It's like that one movie that comes on TV, you sit down and watch it. Same thing.
Great segue. I like the way you segue that.
Yeah,
connected those two things.
That's great. JJ, what book or podcast are you going through right now?
It's the book I'm going through is actually called Competitive Fire. It's a book about it's about the mindset of Michael Jordan when he played with the Bulls back in his 90s run. Really, really good book. It talks about how he was able to focus, his own ability, but how to raise up his teammates, but how he was able to stay focused throughout all those years on one specific task. And then kind of keep that edge that, you've won 3, you've won 4. Like, why do you keep coming back? And what gives him basically that energy to keep doing it, and just how he's able to just put everything else aside and just focus on this one task. So it's really good. I've enjoyed reading it. I'm just about done with it. It's funny because I had this book as a kid and I lost it in my move to Florida, couldn't find it. And I'm like, and I went online, like no one's going to have this book. I think I found it through Amazon or something. And I found it was like their last copy, bought it, and I started rereading it again. It's great.
Nice. All right. What is your superpower? And for those who haven't seen the show before, this is just something that you naturally do better than anybody else. It's not like flying or invisibility or anything like that.
Yeah.
What's your superpower?
I had this great conversation last night with my fiance. We were chatting. She goes, your superpower. She's like, probably never quitting. But she says that, but she never quitting. But she says that in terms of in everything you do. So whether that's through refereeing or fitness or trying to win an argument, or taking a joke too far. All this stuff. Like it's not just one side positive. Like there could be some negative attached to it. So just never quitting. I'm like, oh, okay.
I like it.
Never try. Oh, don't worry about. I'll do the dishes. No, I gotta get these dishes done. I gotta get them done. Gotta clean the house. No, it's done. No, it's not.
That's awesome. I love it.
So sorry, I got separated. What are we on? Question 3?
4.
Yep. So thank you for taking over 3. So final question for Connect 4.
Oh wait. Go for 3 in a row. Go for one more. Connect 4.
Ah. That's. I hope that's not trademarked.
I know. All right. Let's see here. So what is a habit that you have that you would like to improve on? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad habit, but a habit that you'd like to see some improvement, self-improvement, I guess.
Yeah. So there's times when I set stuff aside, say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I put it off a little bit. So I won't say punctuality of doing stuff, but that's probably the best way of saying it is I'm going to do something and then I delay it for like a week. So when I say I'm going to do something, doing it right then and there instead of maybe delaying it a couple days. And I'm like, okay, but I know it all fluctuates based on schedule and availability and all that. So probably, getting the tasks done, and when I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like right then and there, or do it within that certain time frame that day when I say I'm going to do it, instead of waiting like a week or 10 days. I'm like, oh, I should have got that done last week, and then have to play catch up on it later. So that would probably be the one.
Okay. Wow. Well, congratulations. You
Connected
4. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Well, so JJ, we appreciate your time. Thanks for volunteering to be the guest for our show. Continued success to you and everything that's going on. Any final thoughts for the audience?
No, this is great. I enjoyed it. I think this is something. I think that this is. I think it's almost kind of like being on Good Morning America. So it's Good Morning with Gerwin and Pash. So
nice.
Hey, this is great. I love it. This has been fun. I've enjoyed it, and hopefully I've helped you guys out, helped me out, and it's just been an enjoyable morning.
So the one last thing, and I did not ask you then. Shamelessly plug how people can get a hold of you if they should like your services. Whether it be website, all that good stuff.
Yeah, a website or Instagram. My website is the best way to do it. It's dynamicathletetraining.com. And that is there. And then there's a contact me portion on there. It's just little things that, hey, here's what I want to do, and I'm looking at reaching out, and I saw your stuff, or I saw you on Jim, or Passion and Gerwin show, and I wanted to help. What can I do to reach out? I want to know more. And they get in touch with me, and then we set up a meeting, and then we kind of go from there.
Yeah, and by filling out the form, there's no obligation, anything. There's no cost, correct? It's just they're just going to explore and share with you what their goals are, and then you'll decide together.
Yeah, it's really just more breaking the ice, because they tell me maybe what their goals are, what they want to do, but then I kind of get a little bit more into the specific details. Like, okay, well, how are we going to get there, and then what do you have available, and what do you really? Because we can state the goals, but then I kind of dig it, go a little further, dig a little deeper, and be like, okay, that's fine, but what's the really bigger picture here? What's the we've not just one thing, but other different aspects of it.
Yeah, and I've seen social media posts. Do you have social that people can follow?
Yeah, so the Facebook page is actually under just my name, because I haven't made that into like a business page. But IG is Dynamic Athlete Training for my IG account, so that's there listed as well. And there's always quotes of the day that I always try to release, and there's blog posts on my website, and usually have blog alerts all over the place for when I'm releasing stuff of different aspects of fitness and discussing certain things that people want to know about.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah. So, and we'll gladly be posting and sharing all that in the descriptions of wherever we share this video.
Great.
And success, buddy.
All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's been great. Thank you.
Thanks, JJ.
All right. And as far as everybody who's here, join us weekly. Not normally at 8:30 in the morning. Most likely we're looking more in the evening time. And JJ, take care. I'm going to let you go so you can start your day.
Thank you. See you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, JJ.
And so everybody who's still here with us, make sure you like this video, you share this video, let people know that we're here to provide information. And yes, Greg?
I don't know. I'm pointing to
Oh.
the share button, I think. Is there a share button?
Oh, yeah. I don't have that here yet, but yes, there should be a subscribe button. Will help us on YouTube when we get that on there. And basically, that's it. If you have ideas, if you are someone that thinks that you'd like us to interview you, please send us some information and we'll have a discussion. The goal, again, as normal, and how this all started was just the idea and the desire to be helpful to our larger community, and just let people know that something is around that can answer your question. Anything else, Gerwin?
That's it.
All right.
It was a great episode, and appreciate you and JJ.
All right, great. Have a great day, everybody.